It's nice that you think I do. You're the expert, right? You can be good.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest will be 4 rounds in the lightweight division. And it will feature, on my right, making his third professional appearance, weighing 10 stone and 1 pound, from London, England, Lee Devine. And his opponent this evening, with a professional record of 6 fights, 5 victories, and just 1 loss, weighing 10 stone, 2 pounds.
So here we go, Mo Gharib versus Lee Devine. Mo Gharib has a lot of fans in the arena this evening, Adam.
He certainly does. He's well supported. He's a flashy guy, as you'll see. He's a good boxer.
I actually saw him fight earlier in the year, and he, I don't know whether it was his little sister or someone who stood behind me screaming the entire fight. It was quite difficult to hear my own thoughts, but let's see whether or not he can keep the fans happy tonight.
Yes, well, I mean, you know, that for you and I who are here commentating, perhaps that's annoying, but those guys in the ring selling the tickets, it all helps to the atmosphere. As you know, York Hall doesn't take an awful lot to fill this place up and make a noise, and well, it's starting to fill up quite nicely here.
That is true. You can't actually beat the acoustics of York Hall when things do start. Here we go. A little bit rowdy. There is always a great atmosphere.
Stepping the pressure on. So I've seen Gharib a couple of times in the past, and I suggested in one of my reports that he might want to box more and showboat less, and he did.
He nearly got caught out there with a little showboat, and he got caught.
A shimmy and a little bolo. Look, I'm not saying don't do it. We had a chat about it, and his reasoning for it is that he wants to have a style that the fans enjoy, and that's fair enough. But also, you're there to win fights, and as we've seen, he's had 6 fights and he's lost 1 already.
Who did he lose to? Was it Journeyman?
Yeah. It was a guy called Dean Evans, who he then avenged the loss in the next fight, so fair play for him to step straight back in with the guy who'd handed him a loss. But, you know, as you can see, he can box. He switches the angles, he closes the ring off nicely.
So what you're suggesting is maybe he's a bit more box clever.
Listen, it's up for him to choose his style. It's his natural thing. I'd suggest that he's a better fighter than... He doesn't need all that showboating yet. Do you know what I mean? He's fighting Journeyman. This guy, look, he's just hurt him there. He's really hurt Devine there. Devine took a few steps back. I think this might be over. He looks... he's got the gum shield out.
This is doing a timeout. I think he's trying to claim he's been hit below the belt there, is he?
No, that's knowing the game. I say knowing the game. This is his 3rd fight.
The referee's telling him off, though.
Was it counted, though? I saw the referee giving a count. He's taking every second he can get here.
And the referee's giving it to him as well. I mean, time back in. I'm not sure whether that was a count.
See, this is what needs to happen here is Gharib, again, you can see him working the angles out now. He's sensed the blood. He's going in for the kill.
Nice combo.
This is what you want to see from Gharib. This is what I want to see from him more often.
There's a good little combo there. I mean, it does look like
he's got fast. Look at, lovely little step off to the left. He's got the skills. He just needs to stop showing off. And this is where he should show off. Putting people away like this. And he needs to put him away now because he has him hurt.
Yeah, it would be a shame if he got to the end of the round, which is fast approaching.
Well, he's got 3 more after this, but again, lovely defence there. See, it's that.
Was there any point in that?
No,
that looked below the belt as well.
He was standing square on as he finished it, and as we were talking earlier about, when these guys get to Southern Area level, if he does that against any of the top lightweights in the area, does that against a Jeff Ofori, he's getting put out. I'm sorry. I know he's had fewer fights than Jeff Ofori, but this is what we were saying. You've got to be learning in these fights, and well, we'll see. Time will tell. I liked what I saw of Gharib there. When he sensed blood, he went in for the kill.
Second round there now. What do we think? Do we think Mo's going to come out and try and finish him off this time?
I think he will. He definitely...
Do you think he will finish him off?
Yeah, I do, actually.
In this round?
Mate, come on.
Big call.
Big
call, Adam. Big call.
He landed a left hook to the solar plexus there, and he's going looking for it. But it's this moving around which unsettles his punches. He's not set for the shots properly. That was... I mean, it was off gloves, but... I do like his variety, Gharib, but when he does that jumping side to side, I just think he loses something. And it's a shame, because as you can see, he's nice right under the left.
You do think, I mean, again, against a different fighter, he may defend differently, but he doesn't really have much of a defence, does he, Mo Gharib?
Well, he doesn't have to use it at the moment, let's be honest, and he moves his head nicely. So, yeah, he slips shots. He's whipping them into the body now. He's just trying to get Devine off his bike, slow him down. A lot of these shots just landing off on the elbows of Devine, not to the ribs, which is where Gharib is targeting.
Do you feel like that Lee Devine really wants to be there?
No,
right now?
no. Look at him. He's tucked up. He's not thrown a shot in 30, 40 seconds now. He's just tucking up and getting on his bike. That's why Gharib is going to that torso. There we go. Right hand, left hand, 2 punches.
You get the impression Mo probably has quite a little bit of power, though, because Lee Devine doesn't want to know any of it, does he, really?
Well, I think he's been hurt. And I think once you're hurt, everything hurts. And what the guys tell me, once you feel one punch, you start to feel them all. And, it breaks your will. And I think that's what happened with that knockdown.
I mean, this is very stylish. He's got a lot of style and substance together with that there. I mean, the problem is sometimes with Mo he's not quite got the finishing, actually connections, or he's missing a lot of punches, but he seems to have connected with a few of them there.
Yeah, he is, and he knows he's got his man in trouble there, but he's also expending energy doing that. And all right, it's 4-round fight, but you move up to 6, and you think you got your guy hurt. You do that for 3 rounds. You're blowing out your arse at the end of it. Sorry, backside.
Sorry about Adam's language there, folks. Referee just having a quick word with Lee Devine there. I think Devine's just trying to slow the fight down a little bit.
Yeah, he started pushing that jab out, Devine, off the ropes. He was, as we said, not really throwing punches. But as I say, Gharib slowed down a bit now.
He has. The pace of the fight has slowed down, but then I think Lee Devine might want to take some credit for that.
I do like his shots at a range, Gharib. He lands from distance quite nicely. They look like clean shots.
Two rounds to go. I'd like to see a bit more of what we saw in the first round from Mo Gharib. The second round was a little bit of a damp fish.
No, I thought he had him. First half of that second round, Gharib was putting the pressure on, trying to sort of break his will.
To be fair, there was a couple of moments where Mo did actually connect. Oh, Lee Devine caught him there, though. Mo took it well, though.
I don't think Mo's at any point been in trouble in this fight, if I'm honest.
Nice little combo there from Mo.
Yeah, he's got nice shot selection, choosing different angles. Upstairs, downstairs, head body. So there we go. That's what I was talking about, the slipping shots. Just a little dip.
Ooh, there's been a couple for me that seem a little bit below the belt that the referees let slide.
Yeah, not to me, Marcus. With the greatest of respect.
I'd have been pretending that hit me in the nuts if that was me.
Oh, I'd have gone over at the mere sniff of leather, I think.
Credit to Lee Devine for not making the most of that.
He has been stopped once, Lee Devine. Youssef Kamari, who fights later on for the English featherweight title.
That's a fairly good record as a journeyman to only have been stopped once.
My bad, super featherweight title. Well, he's only had 2 fights, so it's a 50%.
Oh, is this only his 3rd fight?
Yes.
So did he win the other one then? Or was that a draw?
No, he lost it, so he's...
so he's lost 2, win 1.
0 for 2, as
once.
the Americans would say, yeah. And he's got to be careful, because these guys, if they get stopped too many times on the road, you lose your licence eventually.
Right,
As we saw last night on another show here at York Hall, there was a journeyman who'd lost his first 2 by stoppage, and he got stopped in the 3rd, and I think that'll be his licence. You can't go 3-0 and have been stopped 3 times.
Right, really.
I'd be surprised. The board these days, which is good.
It's for health and safety
Of
reasons,
course,
though,
well,
isn't it?
You say
for his
health,
own protection.
health and safety sounds far too officious for stopping people getting killed. Devine just warned for the pushing Gharib's head down. He's tucking up nicely though, Devine. He's not really giving Gharib the space that he had in the last round, and that's why he's doing these shimmies again, and pushing that hand out. See, there it had a point. Fair enough, he spun his man.
Round 2 and 3, both quite similar though. Sparing moments of decent boxing from Mo, but actually I think Lee has defended quite well in the 2nd and 3rd round and kept himself covered up. Final round, Mo Gharib just leaning on the ropes there to give himself a little bit of momentum to come at Lee Devine, but what do you think is going to happen in this round? You did think that actually Mo was going to finish it in the 2nd, but that didn't happen.
I'm pretty sure I didn't say that.
Oh no, you did. You did.
Did I?
People want to just rewind back to round 2, start round 2, and I said,
lucky.
do you think he's going to stop him in this round? And you said, yeah.
It's lucky it's not on tape, eh? I think what we'll see here is more of the same. It's already started, hasn't it? Mo's just moving his man around. He's trying to work the angles. There we go. Upstairs, downstairs, body, left, right. Oh, he caught him there then on the chin. He caught Devine on the chin there.
Then again, Devine hits him back, and actually, as you were saying earlier, a different fighter probably takes Mo out there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's fighting an opponent, but he's got to work on this for when he does fight someone, a live opponent.
I mean, he's got fantastic movement, Mo.
Oh, this is what I'm saying. He's a superlative boxer. I enjoy watching him, and I know that he says this is his style. Well, styles make fights fine, but styles also cost fights sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, look at Prince Naseem, who was my favourite boxer of all time, but, his style did cost him. Certainly getting knocked down a few times, that's for sure, and a couple of fights towards the end.
Absolutely.
I mean, you would say that there's, not necessarily similarities, but a similar sort of style, and
he's got panache. You got to give him that. He aims to please.
Nice bit of time wasting there from Lee Devine.
Well, I mean, we saw in the first round with the gum shield that he knows how to do that fairly well.
He's learnt that over his 2 fights. Oh, he looks like he caught him.
He has
there.
been hurt a couple of times in this round. I think.
Ref has to watch that though. He's lining that punch up.
I was going to say that he might as well have sent him an email. By the way, I'm going to be throwing this right hand in a couple of seconds.
Can't believe you're nicking my lines, Adam.
Again, lucky it's not on tape, eh? He's trying to find this opening now, and nice from Devine there. It steps him off.
Devine, to be fair,
taste of your own medicine.
You know what? You've got to give Devine a lot of credit. He's gone down in the first round. He was hurt. It looked like he wasn't going to survive the round, and he's come out and he's defended and he's stuck around.
Absolutely. I mean, this is his job, and as we said earlier, as we always say, this is what Gharib's got to be learning, and he's learning. He's picking his shots. He's trying to open and find the angles. It's difficult against these guys because, as we say, it's their career to not get stopped.
Well, certainly. I mean, Lee wants to make sure he's fighting in the next couple of weeks to make sure he gets paid to get those bills paid, whereas Mo's trying to further his career to make sure those bills are paid for the rest of his life.
Absolutely. Well, I think we're going to see a shutout win with a point docked for the first round knockdown.
I mean,
unless indeed it was ruled a low blow.
I don't know what. It didn't look like he docked a point, though, that's for sure. But I do think he obviously was quite convincing there, Mo Gharib, and certainly didn't drop any points through the fight. Well, final words on Mo Gharib.
Impressive performance. He needs to think about a few things, but overall he's going to be very happy with that. Stylish and at times spiteful.
Go to the referee's scorecards. Your winner by a score of 40 points to 35.